It drives me insane, some of the stuff that people
That's all
say.
I wanted to hear.
Oh, man, that's got to stay. I would keep that in-house right now. He can line up outside and win. He can line up in the slot. He's great on the move. He's great with the ball in his hands. He could legitimately maybe start for us at 4 or 5 different positions.
Well, look at this, the schedule. Who do you play week 10, Coach? Jesse, Cole, Minter. It's the Chargers.
Yeah.
Sitting here with... How would you like to be addressed? Jesse Cole, Minter, Coach? What are we going with, sir?
I just go by Coach Jesse. I think that's got the best ring to it, and it's simple, and guys like that.
Was it surprising to you that sort of bite went viral between you and Marlon? Did you see that?
Oh,
just the coach. Call me Jesse.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Only cool because I was here when we drafted Marlon, so our relationship goes back a ways. So, we spent a lot of time together when I was here for the first 4 years, and then leave, and then you come back, and now he's, in this more veteran position.
Okay, so are there levels to this?
There's levels to it.
So, are people calling you Coach or Jesse?
Either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's why I think it matters. I think there's this 2026 how you coach a player in this era.
Yeah.
And there's a relatability. There's a bit of a change. Bill Parcells is rolling his eyes at "Call Me Jesse," right?
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur yesterday, "Call Me Matt." All these things are happening, and I'm wondering, what's the gravity of that change? What in your eyes is you've been around the game, you've been all over. They call Jim back where you used to coach. Yeah. Is coach just evaporating? It's like a barrier of entry and communication that doesn't need to exist.
You're
like, no, okay, it's not.
For me,
that
honestly,
serious.
it's you're really just trying to make it feel more like a partnership. You're kind of a steward of the organization and of how we want to operate,
right.
But in reality, the coach and the players being on the same team, on the same page is what wins in this league.
Yeah.
And so you try to break that barrier down, but then at the same time give them the information and teach them in a way that they know that there is a respect level there if you're making them a better player. But again, I think it's all about just those real tight-knit relationships.
And that's the balance. I will say a very coachy thing. I got here and you were here. You showed up 15 minutes early to an interview is so coachy it hurts, Coach.
First year, first impressions are a must. So
listen, you're a rookie here at Baltimore Ravens camp. So am I. I've never been. What is it like? What is sort of the vibe you're injecting? What do I need to know about this entire camp?
First of all, just amazing building, great facility, amazing operations staff to set up camp the way that we have it. We get 2,000 plus people here for all the open practices. Creates a really cool environment for the players, a lot of energy. But we're trying to create an atmosphere where everybody's searching for the best version of themselves in everything that we do. That sounds, again, cliche-ish, but I think when you really operate that way and it's actually you put that into action, that's what we're trying to do. And then, make it so that the games become the moments, the big moments, the pressure moments become what we're used to. Just how we operate. That's what we're searching for.
I walked in. It feels very welcoming, homey, but also it's very lodgy.
Yeah.
Very like I need a glass of whiskey, light a campfire, stay a while. But I want to, when I'm looking back here at this beautiful facility, everything going on. By the way, Youth Football Day, which we'll get to here with Baltimore Ravens, which is my favorite. I'm not going to really know what's all going. This is going to be too much for me. Give me what am I looking at today? While I'm here, where am I going?
Yeah, so today's our third of 4 straight days. We were in pads the last 2 days, so we'll be in shells today. We have a lot of red zone work, which kind of ties into a third day of less volume running for the skill players. So we'll get a lot of red zone action. We may get a little bit of rain, which is always good because you got to be ready to win in any element. So it should be a fun day.
I'm looking behind us right here. All of these youth football players coming in. Could this number be right? Chad, is this right? 2,500? We're welcoming 2,500 youth players, and they're getting gifts. Not only the gift of watching and being motivated and autographs and all of that, new apparel, new equipment. I know what we're doing for them. What does that do to somebody like you, who's been around it? Obviously, your dad's around it. Is it kind of give you perspective?
This organization, first of all, the organization of the year from the humanitarian standpoint this year at the ESPYs. There's just a willingness to do the right thing, give back. We're all in a great position. We're all humbled to be in the positions that we're in. And so to be able to have a bunch of young people out here, I think it just puts it all in perspective for the players. Like, they were those kids at one time. They were the guy, man, hoping to get somebody's autograph or whatever. And so it just makes for a cool environment.
It's very cool, and you guys are the example of what the youth and the youth football movement are striving for, which is amazing. I think it's very cool that you're you're young and you're like, call me Jesse, but you're a defensive coach, and I feel like it's a bit of an endangered species among head coaches in the NFL. Do you feel any like pressure? Is it a bit of a more like a tip in your hat, more pride, your chest? Is that like it doesn't happen as often as it used to?
You try to be the best at the position that you're in. So when you're an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, you try to put the best out there to give yourself this opportunity. I think when you get the opportunity, it's double down on what got you the opportunity. So it's, if you were really good on defense, like stay in that role, stay in that chair, impact the team and the game in that way. I don't really look at it as the offense versus defense. I think leaders can be in anything. It's my job to imprint the entire team, to have a play style that matches with kind of the vision that we're creating. And again, hopefully that starts with us playing dominant defense. Can you describe a little bit of that vision that you're creating, a little bit of what you're seeing, what you're building towards, just for fans out there? Yeah, I mean, it's like an environment where we're all trying to get a little bit better every day. We're not worried about the results, and the results will, those games are going to be there. Training camp's an opportunity to get a little bit better every day, to chase advantages, chase things that we can be better at. That's really all we're trying to do. And, we're putting in a whole new offense, a lot of differences on defense, some differences in special teams. So this is the time to build that foundation as a team. That'll then allow us to get into really opponent-specific things as we get closer to the season. I didn't think about this driving in here today, but, I mean, you're wearing that hat. You're here at the Lodge with the Baltimore Ravens, and you're a defensive-minded guy that's almost – I would maybe be daunted by the pedigree and the history and the just where we hold in the regard and the lore of the NFL what the Ravens do on defense. How do you sort of feel that? Do you feel that? You must. Yeah, but that's what made this the job that I really wanted. That's why you wanted to be here. Let's go. Why not be at a place where the standard is to be the best defense in the National Football League? I remember sitting in Ozzy's office and looking up at a picture of the 2000 Ravens, and it was like, that's the standard of how we want to play. I think there's like this fine line of the players understanding the history while at the same time making it theirs and making it this team's identity, while also tapping into that as an organization. I think that's what we're headed towards. There's a lot of guys competing. Sorry to have to single one out, but we are giving love here. So who on defense is maybe impressing you, surprising you from what you saw on tape here as a human on or off the field? Shout somebody out. I'm going to shout out, there's so many guys. Tavius Robinson is an enforcer. He plays the game the way we want to play. Nate Wiggins, I think, is going to make a huge jump. Malachi Starks is going to be a great player. You already know about Kyle Hamilton and what he's capable of. Roquan Smith, what he's capable of. Trey Hendrickson, what he's going to bring to the table. I mean, you guys are loaded. The list goes on and on. I'm not really that worried about the defense. Yeah. Malachi Starks is out here. I forgot. I have to go say hi to him somehow. So let's focus on the offense here a little bit. Of course, Lamar Jackson, a true one of one, pedigree, MVP, all of the things, really wants those playoff successes and that Super Bowl for himself to put on his resume. I'm just going to ask you point blank, because I think you seem like a direct and honest person. When you see anything that says that there's trouble engaging or getting him engaged, what do you think of that? Yeah, I don't really buy into anything that's said about Lamar. I think when you come in and I was here for when he was drafted. Yeah. He was a great player then. He was a great teammate. He was really engaging. Since I've walked in the door, again, I'm not listening to what this happened or whatever. It's a clean slate. He's been an unbelievable leader. Was at almost every offseason day. He's making guys repeat drills. Like he's just developing as a real leader. He's taken ownership of the team.
How do you engage with him, knowing him as long as you've known him?
Yeah.
How's he to coach?
Again, it's relationships. So it's knowing what's going on in his life, knowing what's going on the field, off the field, giving him a platform to really be a leader, giving him the opportunity to take the team by the reins, injecting, some different ideas and philosophies to again, just help him continue to become the best version of himself. And he's taken it and run with it. Again, like, it drives me insane, some of the stuff that people
That's all
say
I wanted to hear
about this guy. He's unbelievable. There's nobody we'd rather have as the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
Of course. I think there might be some trouble because when you can't put somebody in a box, in a category, it's like there's so much discourse about where is he, what tier, what this, what that. Like, his beauty and brilliance is that you can't actually sort him anywhere. And that, I think, doesn't compute in the historic, non-progressive math of NFL lore.
He's thrived in just about every type of play or offense over the course of his career so far. So it's not like, well, he can only do this or he can only do that. He can do it all. He's won 2 Most Valuable Player awards. Could argue that it could have been 3. That resume is up there with very, very few people. And so, again, like, continue to be yourself, but at the same time, continue to chase, like, the best version of yourself and see where that takes us as a team.
Congratulations on the Zay Flowers news. I'm sure everybody's celebrating it here. He's sort of a one of one as well. Can you describe why that was so easy? Of course, you're a new head coach, Eric doing his thing there. What makes him sort of one of one in your eyes? Yeah,
he's another, like, when your best players have this energy, they provide leadership, they show up. I mean, this guy, like a lot of guys, you're going into your 4th year. It's that quote-unquote contract year sometimes for first-round picks. He's at every OTA. He's taken every rep. He's, busting his butt in training camp.
Vocal leader?
Becoming a vocal leader because he's now done enough, that I think he can be vocal, taking great ownership of that receiver room and trying to bring some of the young guys that we brought in along. When your best players are like that, you love to see them get paid, and he's earned every cent of that. He's again, like, he's not a slot, he's not an outside guy. He can do all that. He can line up outside and win. He can line up in the slot. He's great on the move. He's great with the ball in his hands. He's great after the catch. I mean,
is there something that he does best? Because I feel like he's sort of lost in the sauce of, like, those elite wide receivers. Like, what is something that if you were, if you had my job for the day, you'd be like, let's talk about this with Zay.
The separation that he can create in routes. And so that ties in, I think, with, like, creating separation in man coverage, and then what his ability to do with the ball once he catches it is to separate from the defense. So expect major big things from Zay. Yeah,
Declan Doyle. Excited about him and what he's going to do there while you're managing that 2000-esque trying, let's strive high with high standards for that defense. What's he going to do with them? What's the vibe so far?
Great vibe. Great communicator, connector.
Is he a pain in your ass out there already? Like, drawing up plays against his defense?
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's like you want there to be back and forth.
Yeah.
You want there to be answers. You want there to be something happens one day and you come back with something the next day. And it's my job as the head coach to help prepare him to call the offense and to hopefully go against a really good defense in practice that'll have him prepared to go against anybody on Sundays. And he's just done a really good job. He creates a standard, much like we try to do on defense, of how we play, of how we operate. Yeah. And then he holds the guys to it. So whether it's Lamar or a third-team guy, he's holding those guys to a really high standard. Within the team philosophy, which, I think you really appreciate in my position. So I'm very excited about Deck.
What's, like, the thing about him that opposing defensive coordinators are going to hate?
Oh, man, that's got to stay. I would keep that in-house right now.
Okay, well said. Well,
man,
I'm just making sure the media training is where it needs to be at this point in training camp, and it sounds like it is.
Very creative.
I felt that shot steal heat right over here. Don't tell her anything.
He's going to be very creative.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I mean, going from Derwin to Kyle Hamilton, what is that? Go on, explain that smile.
They're both one of one. There's differences a little bit, I would say, in their game. So they're both, like, extremely unique, the best at what they do. Derwin James was one of the biggest joys I've ever had in coaching, being around him for 2 years. The way that guy operates every second of the day makes him really special. And then again, you tie that in with like how he plays on the field when you're leaders like that. And shout out to Khalil Mack in a very similar manner. Those guys with the Chargers, but Kyle, they have a little bit different skill set. There's some things that they're different in, but Kyle's one of one. Kyle can do. He could legitimately maybe start for us at 4 or 5 different positions. It's our job to move him around and find ways to not let the offense know where he's always going to be.
So you'll use him a little bit differently.
And I'm excited.
You'll use him a little bit differently than Derwin?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Than Derwin? I mean, the two best in the game.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And that's amazing. You're calling out both of their versatility, which we love. Well, look at this, the schedule. Who do you play week 10, Coach? Jesse, Cole, Minter. It's the Chargers.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
After you shake hands with, I guess we're calling him Jim these days. That's what we're doing. Who's the person? You mentioned Mac. Who's the person that you are so reverent of, or that you want, that you know you're going to be seeking out just to say hi?
I mean, again, it's like really hard to pick one. I think Derwin was the first player I met when I took the job there, and so our bond, our relationship was really, really strong. I think his birthday, we talked to a couple days ago on his birthday. So
always
just,
during
again,
training camp, yeah.
Special. All those guys. It'd be hard to name them all, but what we were able to kind of create together over a couple years there was really fun. Learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about how to be a leader, learned a lot about how to really put it in the players' hands on the field, and major shout out to those guys. Like going against them, again, it's like when you play against your brother or somebody in your family, yeah, you want to beat them, but then it's just the love and respect you have for them makes you want to beat them, so
yeah.
It's definitely that type of feeling more so than any negative feeling.
Is there something that you left LA with that Jim sort of put in your head that you're even thinking about as you plot out your head coaching career?
Yeah, so many things. The last 4 years with Jim, probably the biggest growth, just going into positions of leadership and him building confidence into me. The way that he builds confidence into his players, I think, is maybe the most unique thing I've ever been around. Such a positive mindset. But then again, like he gets them to have high confidence in themselves, but do it within the framework of building a team. And I think that's a really special trait of his, and definitely something we're trying to use here.
You're doing your thing. I can't wait to see it. This is obviously a legacy. Like this is Tiffany franchises we're talking about with the Baltimore Ravens. I feel honored to be here. Thank you for the time. Last one for you. This one's coming from the fans on YouTube. I asked what they wanted to ask. Wide receivers, back to them. We talked about Zay. He's the man. We're good. I don't know that I've ever seen like a 3rd round pick generate like so much buzz. Jacobi Lane is the question everyone wants to ask. And he's gotten Dez, Ocho Cinco, tweeting his catches when they were at practice yesterday. What can you tell me about him, and what area of his game jumps out to you the most?
First of all, he made maybe one of the top 3 catches I've ever seen yesterday in practice. Kind of ran an out cut, come back. Lamar threw it a little bit inside.
Yeah.
That has become like him making a major play every day. Okay. And I think like with young guys, it's like make a play a day. When you make a play a day, the other guys on the team start to see that, start to feel that. For those young guys, sometimes it's not about the coach's trust. It's more about the other players' trust. Okay. And so when Lamar is continuing to put him in position to make plays, like that trust between those two is growing. He has a ridiculous catch radius. Like over the middle of the field, down the field, in the red zone. He's got great size, great length, great athleticism, and then like a vacuum cleaner with his hands. So really, really good. But again, like we're 6 or 7 days in, it's about that consistency. But very excited about where he's headed. Okay, really last one now. Lamar Jackson went viral for me. I was interviewing Joe Milton. He has the best arm strength on Madden, okay? And I said, who doesn't get enough love for their arm strength? And he said that he's seen Lamar throw it, what did he say, Cal, like 90?
something absurd, and it went viral because people were like, "He doesn't get enough credit for his arm," all these things. Have you seen any of that magic out of Lamar? Can I see it today?
Well, today in the red zone,
Come
you may
on.
not see like
All right.
the deep ball, but we've definitely seen it a couple times.
Okay.
Again, like you're always trying to hit explosive plays on offense, and Lamar certainly, again, like this dude can make every type of throw, can run every type of scheme, and so the deep ball is a major advantage for Lamar.
Pressure's on, Declan. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate Coach Jesse.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the Up and Adam Show. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button so you can stay up to date on all things NFL and beyond. Now, check out this clip.